we fell for each other pretty fast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Awesome.
Pretty fast. She got exposed to everything up front and early, which was great because having kids, you want to get the person that's going to ride out with you. And
ride or die chicks.
Ride or die. That's what you want for you and your kids. Mm-hmm. And up front, she got to meet my daughter, and my daughter is autistic, so that was a huge challenge. She got to meet my son, and the way she reacted and how she just showed love, patience, and that's one of the most things that got me. I said, this is the one. I can't let this woman get away from me.
Awesome.
I'll be stupid. So now we're married, living together. We expecting our first child together. So.
Oh snap! I didn't know.
All off of Life Music and now you know. Thank you. All off of POF. I just want to say that now. No, all off of Plenty of Fish. I met the love of my life, my wife. All off of Plenty of Fish. I should write the person to, be like,
send a thing to the app creator.
Yeah, just say your app worked for me. Plug me. Let me tell the people that it worked. We're married. You know. So that's that on that part.
That's
man.
Awesome, man. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yep. So Plenty of Fish.
So she's from Eufaula.
She's from Eufaula.
So did you guys make that trip back and forth? What's that, like a 2-hour drive?
Actually, I won't say we made it back and forth. I'm the worst driver. I'm the worst,
really?
long distance driver. Like, you don't want to go on a road trip with me.
Why's
because if I don't drive first, I'm sleeping the whole time.
Oh, dude, that's me.
I
fall asleep at the wheel all the time.
It's a wrap.
Whenever we went to Arkansas, dude, I was on the floor sleeping. I was done.
I don't know what it is about being in the car. If I'm not driving, it puts me to sleep.
Yeah, man.
It puts me to sleep. So she would drive. Literally drive after work, and it's an hour and a half, maybe the most. But she would knock it out and come and stay the weekend with me.
That's awesome.
And drive back Sunday night, or Monday morning, early in the morning, because she had to be at work at 9.
Yeah.
So she would get up when I would get up to drive back to Eufaula, and I would hate to see her leave. Sometimes don't leave.
Right.
And now I don't have to worry about that no more.
That's
you know what I mean? So.
And how long did y'all date before you get married?
Man, we dated two years. We dated full 2 years before we got.
Boom.
Yep, because we had to talk in the beginning, she asked me, well, what do you know? I said, I know what I want. I know the next one has to be the last one. Mm-hmm. I knew that for a jump. But I was still kind of stalling, hesitant. I didn't know, scared. And it took, I still would say I'm learning about marriage now. I didn't know a lot. I didn't have a lot of marriages in my family. Not a lot, maybe one. Yeah. So I always thought, okay, if it don't work, divorce. If it don't work, it don't work.
Right.
But we went to marriage counseling, and my pastor made it very clear that divorce is a no-no. Divorce is not in the books. You know what I'm saying? Right. Throw the divorce card away.
Right.
So once I start to learn that, reading in the Word, God's view on marriage and how serious He takes it, I knew, okay, I have to put my all. And I'm still learning. I'm still struggling. I'm still selfish a lot of the times in my own just habit, trying to break and get out of little certain things that I do. So it's a challenge, man. It definitely is.
If I step on your toes with this question,
go ahead.
Me and tell me.
No, you fine, man.
So I've learned a lot from D. Will, and I didn't know it was a bigger issue than what it is. But being an interracial couple.
Oh yeah.
So and from what he told me, you get it from both sides.
Yeah, you and I'm gonna give you a totally different perspective than D. Will's, because D. Will, he's been attracted to. He's always like the white women. You know what I mean? Like, this is the first woman outside of my race that I've ever dated. Okay. I've talked to white girls and different things like that, but I've always been with black women.
Okay. Always,
my whole life. I love my sisters. But I couldn't deny the fact that the person that I fell for was her. Like, it was there. It wasn't like a lot of the times, like, my thing that I hate the most is the stereotypes. Like, people, he with this white girl because she taking care of him, or he with this white girl because he don't like sisters or he bitter. I love my black women. I love them. I wasn't mad. Nothing made me mad to drive me to a white girl. Nothing like that. It just so happened.
And I don't know if it's down here in Tulsa, but where I'm from in Detroit, it's a pretty accepted thing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, everything's pretty mixed up there.
Yeah.
We have a lot of white people, a lot of black people. We got the Middle Eastern people. We got the Indians up there. I mean, and it's like one brown melting pot up there.
Yeah.
And so it was very weird whenever D-Will was like, yeah, she's giving me an eyeball because I'm with Kat. And I was like, why? So that's just a very different perspective from me.
It's bad. It's bad.
And so high five to you on that because I like that really like would turn me off of dating girls from another color if they like. And I know that sounds stupid.
No, it's true though.
But like I don't know if I could be a big enough person like you or D. Will.
It's true. It's true because you worried about.
I love all shapes, sizes, and colors.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all beautiful to me. I as long as they're breathing, really. Yeah. I love them.
It's true.
And I just was like, man, I don't know if I could overcome something like that. But you and D. Will are big men in my opinion for even
going out and worried about what people think and this and that. But like the thing that I had to realize, like the people that know me. That know me, opinions matters the most to me. Somebody that know me, know the guy that I am, the character that I am. Right. For them to say, okay, I know Sean, I know why he's with this woman. He has to love her for him to be. That's what matters to. So I started to, not the dude in the grocery store that don't know that think, he in there for the income tax cut. You know, like stupid stuff like that. Which it happens. Yeah. It happens so much here. That automatically, that's what it is. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So that's automatically what people think. And it was tough to deal with at first because
that really breaks my heart. I don't know if it's our generation or like the older generation or younger, but
that's our. I think the older generation just I won't say a lot of them. Most of them just don't think it should happen at all. Like
they're insane.
And I remember my grandma gonna kill me for saying this, but I remember when I first moved here from Chicago. My grandma told me, she said, "Don't get in no trouble and don't bring no white girl home to me." This is what my grandmother told me. I'm in high school. You look at it now, my grandma, all her friends are white. She loves white people. And they love her. Right. So it's like, it was a learning thing. Like I come from the south side of Chicago, all black. Right. That's all I knew my whole life. So coming here was different. Like, you know what I'm saying? But everybody treats each other good. Like I haven't really experienced, not saying that it don't exist, but I haven't experienced it personally. The biggest challenge was meeting her father.
Oh, really?
Biggest challenge was meeting her father, and I'm gonna.
Like, was that in your mind, or?
It was because of what she told me. Because of everything she said, my dad didn't really get along with my daughter's father because he had an issue with black guys. Oh. Now. Hearing that, you would think, okay, this is pretty foul. Right. He had a guy that went to his church, a black guy that went to his church, and he was mentoring to him, and he was giving him the word and stuff like that. And eventually, he kind of I wouldn't say pushed him off on his daughter, but I guess kind of, good. And the guy ended up being abusive. Having an abusive accident with my wife, and she at a gas station, grabbing her and some crazy stuff. So they end up starting. They wasn't even together. Whoa. She confronted him about telling people that they was together. Now that same guy ended up killing further down the road. Ended up killing the girl that he was talking to. Ooh. So in my mind, I'm thinking, it's not because crazy. I'm black. It's just because he was crazy, and he kind of left a stain on her father. Like, I don't know what to trust nowadays. I just don't know. Right. Wasn't a racist guy at all. I meet him and instantly fall in love with the guy. Nice. Like he's showing me truly like what a man should be like. Dude, the loyalty to his family.
Right.
So, oh man, I love. Shout out to Pops. I love Pops. He's a great guy. And so just to say like that story, that was the reason, kind of why he was a little hesitant about, you know, and Special always loved men of color. You know what I'm saying? So that was that issue back in the day. But
you know, you talk about dad showing you the way and stuff. I would not be half the man I am today without my pops. Yeah. My parents are still together.
Awesome.
My parents, they, I mean, you know, later in life you can look back and see, you know, they did some amazing things. One, they never gave up on each other, right?
Awesome.
They got married super young. My dad was 19. My mom was just turned 18. Like my grandpa had to sign the marriage certificate because like she was young.
She was that, yeah.
And man, they lived through some things, man. They always showed me what a good relationship was. My dad goes to work to a job he hates to make, you know, I remember him working 2 jobs, one at his main job, and it wasn't bringing in enough. And so he worked at a grocery store midnights, you know, just to make sure we had enough to eat. I mean, there would be a couple days when my dad wouldn't eat, you know, just
to make sure y'all ate.
Yeah, me and my brother, and then later my little sister. You know, my dad is definitely a strong man, and I've always said if I grew up half the man, you know, he would be, man. The world would be a better place.
Are your parents here in Tulsa?
Nope, they're in Detroit still.
Okay. That's awesome.
Heck yeah, man. My mom's probably one of the coolest people I know as well. My mom's super in tune to the universe and the way things work, and my mom has a special way of making you think about stuff.
Yeah, and that's awesome,
dude. She's like my spiritual guide, like through this journey of life, and we hadn't always gotten along. There were some times there where I'm pretty sure we hated each other.
Yeah,
and it really it took me moving down here to even have a relationship with my mother.
Yeah,
where my dad and we can just pick up anytime. He's like
go with the flow.
Yeah. I just call him out of the blue just to say what's up, kind of deal.
That's awesome.
But yeah, man, good dads showing you good things in life. That's really what it is.
That especially, you know, like you say, you had that. So all of that goes into me showing my son,
right?
Or showing my, you know, I never had a father there.
Generation.
You know, my grandma was my father, my mother, and my grandma. Shout out to my grandma. Everybody, I love my grandmother, man. Mama, that's one wonderful woman. So she raised me, so I wasn't around, you know what I'm saying, positive male figures.
Right.
But that didn't stop me from saying, okay, well, once I had this is just something I'm gonna have to learn along the way. And I am with my daughter and her situation, my son. You know, I didn't know he was my son till he was a year and a half. You know. That's when I found out that he was. I didn't even know the little dude at all. Year and a half, she shows up. Not necessarily showed up, but she found me. You know, we might have to get a test because he might be yours.
Oh wow!
This guy's, and I'm looking at that ain't my child. No way. Because it's just me and my daughter. That's it. I don't want no more. And we got the test, and lo and behold, this little dude was mine.
Nice.
And he's 6 years old now. Ever since I found that test, it's been on.
Yeah.
It's been on. He would come over and cry because his mom would be there with him. And then one day, you know, my cousin told me, she said, Sean, you're a great father and a great provider for Juju, my daughter. You're great. For Nas, you're a great provider because anything his mama would need, I would give it to him. Right. You know, thinking, okay, just keep him over there, whatever you need. And she says, "You're not a great father. You're a great provider, but you're not a great father."
That's got it.
Yeah, it did. And so his mom, I said, you know, just drop him off. Go ahead and leave. You know what I'm saying? Just drop him off with me and let him stay. He cried the whole time. The whole time she was gone, he cried. And he cried and cried until he stopped crying every time he would come over. Till now, when I go to pick him up and we got our practice, he's running out the crib. You know what I mean? Like, so it's crazy. And we finally starting to bond. Like the last month, we've reached that point where we start. And I'm training him in basketball, getting him better, and we finally starting to like bond to that level where it's a beautiful thing, man.
That's a beautiful
thing. It's a beautiful thing.